A scream splits the air, sharp and high, slicing through the evening calm. It echoes across the village, lingering as the shadows seem to stretch longer in the wake of the sound. The night, once peaceful, now feels heavy with a presence that can't be ignored. Every heart stops, every breath stills. The people of Kizimba pause in their homes, fear creeping into their bones as the scream fades into silence. Something is wrong and the village knows it. Barefoot, Amahle sprints through the village. Her feet slap against the earth, but she doesn't feel the sting of the stones beneath her. Her mind is elsewhere, chasing the dread that claws at her chest. The scream haunts her, pulling her forward like a dark current. She doesn't know what she's running toward, but she can't stop. In her heart she knows, tonight something terrible will unfold. Every step takes her deeper into the unknown, faster and faster, driven by an unshakable feeling that only grows stronger with each breath. Amahle's thoughts race as her legs burn, but it's the memory of the elders' warnings that truly quickens her pulse. She remembers their stories, the tales told around the fire, the lessons spoken with grave faces. The mask, an artifact of unimaginable power. A mask said to reveal truths too terrible for most to bear. It had been buried, hidden from the eyes of the village, locked away by those who understood its dangers. But now it calls out from the darkness. It's here, in the hands of one who would misuse it. The realization sends a chill through Amahle's spine. Amahle reaches the crossroads where the village path splits in 4 directions, and there, in the center, stands Zuberi. His figure is tall, his face hidden by the mask. The mask glows faintly like an ember ready to ignite. Zuberi does not look at her, but she feels his gaze. The weight of it presses against her chest. She knows what he's holding. The mask, once only a legend, now a living nightmare. Zuberi's shoulders are squared, his stance firm, as though he is waiting for her. Amahle steps forward, her heart pounding, every instinct telling her to turn back. But she will not. Not now. Zuberi finally speaks, his voice a low, resonant growl that seems to vibrate through the very ground beneath their feet. Amahle, you've come to stop me, haven't you? But it is too late. His laugh is harsh, bitter. You cannot undo what has already begun. The mask sees all, knows all. It has claimed me, and now it will claim this village. The wind shifts as he speaks, carrying the weight of his words like a storm on the horizon. Amahle stands tall, despite the fear swirling inside her. You will not win, she says, but even her own voice sounds unsure, swallowed by the darkness that surrounds them. Amahle steps forward, the ground trembling under her feet as she faces Zuberi. What have you done? She demands, her voice shaking but strong. What is this power you seek? What will become of the village? Zuberi's eyes, hidden behind the mask, glow with a strange light. He tilts his head slightly, his lips curling into a mocking smile. The mask shows what others cannot see. It shows the truth that lies deep within, and you, Amahle, are no different from the others. He lifts the mask slightly as if to taunt her, the power radiating from it like a tangible force. Amahle's heart pounds. She knows she's running out of time. The mask's power is undeniable, its hold tightening with each passing moment. Zuberi lifts it to his face fully, and the air grows thick with tension. He speaks again, but his voice is different now, deeper, more resonant. You cannot escape the mask's gaze. It shows what you refuse to see in yourself, your darkest truths, your hidden desires. Amahle watches in horror as Zuberi's body shifts, as though he's no longer fully human. The mask has already begun to change him. She knows she must act. and soon. She can't let the village fall into the same darkness that has claimed him. Amahle feels the weight of the moment. Everything hinges on this one decision. Zuberi is no longer the man she once knew. The mask has consumed him, twisted his very being. But the mask is not just a thing. It is a force, and it will not stop until it has reshaped the village into something unrecognizable. Amahle's breath catches in her throat as she realizes the full extent of the mask's power. It can't be allowed to stay in Zuberi's hands. But how can she take it from him? How can she stop the force that even now is beginning to consume them both? Time is running out, and the answer must come soon. In Kizimba, everything is tied to the past. The air hums with the weight of centuries of tradition. Every action, every belief, comes from rituals passed down through the generations. The village square is the heart of it all, where elders gather to speak of customs that shape lives. The children grow up listening to stories that warn of the sacred and the profane, learning that nothing is ever truly new in Kizimba. Time here moves in cycles, and the people follow the old ways, sometimes without understanding, but always with reverence. The elders' words are law, and no one dares challenge the power of tradition. Amahle was raised by her grandmother, the village's storyteller and keeper of the old ways. She had learned the stories before she could even walk, her ears filled with tales of the mask, of power, and of the dangers hidden in the pursuit of forbidden knowledge. Her grandmother would sit her down by the fire, her voice deep with warning as she spoke of the mask. "It is not meant for the hands of the unworthy," her grandmother would say, her eyes full of the wisdom and sadness of years spent watching those who sought the mask's power. Amahle grew up with this heritage, the sacred stories shaping her life, but the world was different now. She could not help but wonder if there was more to the mask than the elders let on. As Amahle grew older, she began to question the warnings. Her grandmother's words felt like chains around her, holding her back from exploring what lay beyond the village boundaries. "Some truths are better left unknown," her grandmother had told her one night, her voice carrying a heaviness that Amahle couldn't ignore. But as time passed, the young woman began to see these warnings as nothing more than superstition. The village seemed to live in fear of the past, unwilling to confront the secrets buried beneath their sacred beliefs. Amahle's curiosity grew, the temptation to seek the truth of the mask growing stronger each day. Could it really be as dangerous as the elders claimed? Or was it just a relic of old fears? The stranger arrived on a day when the sun was low, casting long shadows over the village. He was a tall man, with eyes that seemed to carry the weight of 1,000 secrets. Zuberi spoke little, but listened intently. The villagers were immediately drawn to him, his intelligence and charm winning their trust. But not Amahle. She couldn't shake the feeling that something was not right. There was something in his gaze, something too calculating, as if he knew exactly what he was looking for. The elders accepted him, but Amahle felt a deep unease whenever he was near. She couldn't help but wonder what had brought him to Kizimba, and why he seemed so intent on learning about the mask. Zuberi's interest in the mask grew with each passing day. He spoke of its power as though it were a tangible thing, a force that could change the fate of the village. "Imagine," he would say, his voice smooth and persuasive, "the power to control time, to see what others cannot see, to unlock secrets hidden in the very soul." The villagers listened, intrigued, but Amahle knew better. She had heard the stories. This was no simple artifact, no trinket to be played with. Yet Zuberi's words called to her, the idea of power, of control, weaving itself into her thoughts. What if the mask truly held the answers? What if it could change everything? As weeks passed, Zuberi's influence in the village grew. He spoke with the elders, and they began to listen to his ideas. He offered solutions to problems that had plagued the village for generations, and the people were grateful. Amahle watched, her heart heavy, as Zuberi's power increased. The elders, once firm in their ways, seemed swayed by him, their old traditions suddenly less important than his promises of progress. The village was changing, but not in the way Amahle had hoped. The more Zuberi took control, the more she felt the pull of the mask's power drawing him and the village toward a dark fate. One fateful night, Zuberi returned, the mask clutched in his hands. The moment he entered the village, Amahle knew something had shifted. The air felt heavier, as though the night itself held its breath. Zuberi was different now. His eyes glinted with a strange light, his smile more sinister. He approached Amahle, the mask raised in front of him, its patterns shifting like shadows. "I have found it," he said, his voice low, filled with an unsettling triumph. Amahle's heart pounded in her chest. This was the moment when everything would change. She could feel the power radiating from the mask, its presence suffocating, as if the village itself held its breath. Zuberi placed the mask on his face, and the transformation was immediate. He straightened, his posture more regal, more commanding, as if the mask had claimed him as its own. "It is not I who choose the mask," Zuberi said, his voice altered, deeper, as though it came from the mask itself. "It chooses its bearer, and now it has chosen me." Amahle's pulse raced. She had heard the stories, but to see it, feel it, was something else entirely. The mask was alive, its power undeniable. Zuberi's smile widened, and Amahle knew that the village was on the brink of something terrible. Amahle stared at the mask, its patterns swirling in ways that defied understanding. It spoke to her, not in words, but in symbols, ancient marks that held stories of sacrifice, of power, of knowledge that no one was meant to know. Each shift in the design felt like a warning, a promise of dark things to come. The mask's power was beyond what anyone had imagined, a force that could break the very fabric of their world. Amahle realized, too late, that the mask was not just a symbol of power. It was a curse, a force that would consume everything in its path, unless someone had the strength to stop it. The question was, who could stop it, and would they act before it was too late? The village stirs uneasily. At night, voices echo where no one stands, whispers carried by the wind but with no source. Shadows stretch in unnatural ways, and villagers swear they've seen figures watching from the edges of the trees, figures that vanish when approached. Fear grips the hearts of the people. Mothers keep their children close, and men walk in groups, eyes darting from side to side. It is not the usual discomfort brought by the unknown. It is something deeper, more insidious. Something has changed, and those who dare speak of it are hushed quickly. Rumors spread like wildfire. A darkness is coming, and no one knows how to stop it. The older women gather in hushed circles, their words heavy with ancient knowledge. "The spirits walk again," they murmur, the ones who were sent to sleep long ago. Their hands tremble as they speak of times past, of ancestors who warned that one day the spirits would return to claim what was once theirs. Meanwhile, the young men, those who laugh off old tales, are waking up with sweat-soaked faces, haunted by dreams of blood-stained hands and betrayal. They dream of a figure, masked and cloaked in shadow, whispering of power, power that requires sacrifice. The line between reality and nightmare blurs. And still, the village cannot escape the fear that tightens with each passing day. Desperate for answers, Amahle seeks the counsel of the elders. She has always respected their wisdom, but now their silence fills her with dread. They sit in their huts, their eyes glazed with fear, their voices soft and shaken when they speak. When she presses them for answers about the mask, they refuse to speak its name, as though uttering it would invite the darkness in. The mask is a force beyond understanding, one elder whispers, her voice shaking. Some truths are better left buried. Amahle leaves the elders with more questions than answers, her resolve growing. There must be something more, something that can explain the horrors now sweeping through the village. Zuberi wears the mask without hesitation, day after day. He claims it gives him strength, power over the fears that plague the village. But his actions grow bolder, more erratic. He is no longer the quiet, calculating man who arrived. He is someone else entirely. He revels in the fear he inspires, his eyes burning with a hunger that can't be sated. The villagers watch in fear and fascination, unable to look away. Zuberi's decisions grow increasingly reckless, as though the mask has taken hold of him completely, driving him toward a destiny that cannot be undone. His smile widens with each passing day, and the darkness he once spoke of seems to follow him wherever he goes. The village begins to fracture. No longer is there unity, only suspicion. Neighbors eye each other warily, questioning every action, every word. Friendships dissolve as quickly as they are formed, and trust becomes a currency no one can afford. The air is thick with tension, and everyone wonders who will turn next, who will be the first to betray. The once peaceful village has become a battleground of minds and hearts, each person for themselves. Whispers of rebellion and power grow louder, and the lines between right and wrong blur. In the midst of it all, Amahle knows that something must be done, or the village will be lost to the madness spreading through it. Determined to find the truth, Amahle delves deeper into the history of the mask. She seeks the forbidden texts, those that the elders keep hidden away, locked in wooden chests. She reads of its origins, how it was forged by an ancient power, imbued with a force that could manipulate the will of anyone who dared to wear it. As she reads, Amahle begins to understand the true nature of the mask. It is not just an object of power. It is something alive, something that feeds on fear, greed, and ambition. She knows then that the only way to stop the cycle is to destroy the mask, but the question lingers in her mind. Who would dare wear it again once the truth is known? Amahle uncovers a shocking truth. The mask is not just a tool of power, but a sentient being, capable of manipulating its wearer. It has a will of its own, bending those who wear it to its desires, feeding off their fear and lust for control. It is not simply a curse. It is a predator, one that uses its bearers as puppets, forcing them to act in ways they would never otherwise choose. The mask's power is not just physical, but psychological, stripping away the humanity of its wearer, turning them into something unrecognizable. Amahle realizes that the mask has already begun to claim Zuberi, twisting his mind, warping his desires. It is no longer a matter of stopping him. It is a matter of stopping the mask itself before it consumes everything. The truth is darker than Amahle could have imagined. The mask is cursed, a cycle of destruction that has been repeating itself for centuries. Every time someone wears it, the mask grows stronger, its influence spreading, its power growing. And once it claims a bearer, it binds them to its will forever. The village's fate has been sealed since Zuberi first donned the mask. His descent into madness is only the beginning, and soon the darkness will spread beyond the village, claiming everything in its path. Amahle knows that there is no escaping the mask's curse, but she refuses to let it claim the village without a fight. She will do whatever it takes to break the cycle, even if it means sacrificing everything she holds dear. The village gathers, drawn by the full moon, its light strange and cold. The air hums with tension. the earth alive with the whispers of ancestors. The elders stand in silence, their faces worn with dread, while the young ones, those who do not yet understand the weight of this night, watch in awe. All paths lead to the ceremonial grounds where the final confrontation will unfold. No one dares speak, but the weight of what is coming presses down on them. The villagers stand in a circle, eyes fixed on the center where Zuberi waits. The moon's glow flickers against his silhouette, as if even the heavens themselves shudder at his presence. Zuberi stands tall, his body tense and rigid. The mask rests in his hands, its cursed allure pulling him closer. As the mask touches his face, his features twist into something unrecognizable. His eyes glow with a sickly light, a power too dark to comprehend surging through him. The villagers gasp as the transformation overtakes him. His muscles bulge unnaturally, his voice deepens into a guttural growl. The man they once knew is gone, replaced by something far worse, something far more dangerous. The mask has claimed him, body and soul, and he has embraced it fully. He is no longer Zuberi. He is a vessel for darkness. From the center of the circle, Zuberi laughs, low, mocking, filled with madness. His voice rings out, unnerving in its confidence. The mask knows all, he declares, his voice echoing in the still night. It sees beyond time. It knows your fears, your desires, your very thoughts. His gaze locks with Amahle, and a cruel smile twists his lips. You cannot defeat it. You cannot defeat me. The mask has made me its chosen. You will fall just like all who have come before you. His words drip with arrogance, with the certainty that the power he now wields is unshakable. He raises his arms and the villagers recoil, fear in their eyes, knowing they are witnessing something that cannot be undone. Amahle stands tall, her resolve unwavering. She does not flinch in the face of Zuberi's threat. She knows the truth about the mask. She knows the price of its power, how it consumes the bearer, slowly eating away at their very essence. She steps forward, her voice steady, but filled with the weight of ancient knowledge. You are not its master, Zuberi, she says. You are its prisoner. The mask feeds on you, draining your soul with each moment you wear it. It takes, and it will never give back. Her eyes are locked on his, fierce and determined. This is not power. It is a curse, and it will destroy you, just as it has destroyed everyone who has ever worn it before. As Amahle speaks, the ground beneath them trembles. It is not an earthquake, but something far more primal, a force rising from deep within the earth itself. The air thickens with power, an unseen force wrapping around the village, pulling at the hearts and minds of everyone present. The villagers gasp, stumbling back, their fear now palpable. The mask's grip on Zuberi tightens, its power palpable, a storm brewing on the horizon. Amahle takes a deep breath and steps forward. The battle for control over the mask is at hand, and she knows the stakes are higher than ever before. This is not just for the village, it is for her soul, her future, her very life. Zuberi's laugh breaks the tense silence, loud and unsettling, reverberating through the air like thunder. His head tilts back, and his eyes burn with madness. The sound of his laughter is not just an expression of victory, it is the manifestation of the mask's growing hold on him. The villagers cower, the darkness closing in around them. Zuberi's laughter is cruel, filled with the certainty that the mask's power is absolute. He taunts Amahle once more, a wicked grin spreading across his face. You will not stop me. No one can. The mask is mine now. Its power is mine to command. A fierce cry, Amahle charges forward, her body fueled by the strength of her ancestors. She does not hesitate. This is a battle for more than just the village. It is a battle for her very soul. She reaches for the mask, her fingers brushing against its cold, cursed surface. The moment she touches it, a shock wave of dark energy pulses through her, but she holds on. Her breath is ragged, her heart pounding, but she does not let go. Zuberi tries to pull it away, but Amahle's grip is firm. Her voice rings out, her spirit unwavering. "I will not let you destroy this world, Zuberi. I will break the mask's hold." The mask's power surges, a violent storm of energy radiating out from it, threatening to consume everything in its path. Zuberi's form writhes, twisted by the power that once claimed him. His eyes glow with an unnatural light, and his body convulses as the mask tries to reassert its dominance. But Amahle's courage is the key to breaking the cycle. She pulls, with all her might, fighting the mask's dark grip. The ground shakes, the air crackles with power, and the village holds its breath. The final battle has begun. Will Amahle's resolve be enough to free Zuberi from the mask's curse, or will they? The darkness claimed them all. The story of the mask lingers, a shadow in the hearts of the villagers. It is a tale whispered in the quiet of the night, spoken in hushed tones by the firelight. The mask, an ancient artifact, holds within it the power to both heal and destroy. Those who sought its power learned too late that truth, when uncovered, can be as dangerous as it is liberating. The elders tell the young ones of its legacy, warning them that some truths should remain buried, while others must be faced. The village, once peaceful, now bears the weight of this knowledge. The mask's power has been broken, but the scars it left behind will never fade. The villagers have learned that truth is not always a gift. Sometimes it is a curse. The people of Kizimba walk with a quiet heaviness in their steps, their faces marked by a sorrow that words cannot express. The mask has been removed, but its curse has forever changed them. In their hearts, they carry the burden of the secrets it unearthed, the lies that once kept them safe, now exposed for all to see. Some try to move on, their lives outwardly, the same, but the air between them feels different, thick with unspoken truths. The village, though rebuilt, is not the same. It has been shaped by the mask's power, and the people have learned that the past is never truly gone. It lingers, waiting to resurface when least expected. Every glance, every whisper is colored by what was uncovered. The villagers know they must carry the scars of the mask's legacy, for they are a part of them now. Amahle stands apart from the others, her eyes distant, as though seeing something beyond the horizon. She has learned the hard way that truth, once revealed, changes everything. The courage she showed in confronting the mask has come at a high cost. The village is not the same, and neither is she. She sees the people of Kizimba now, no longer as a hopeful, innocent community, but as a group forever marked by the knowledge they now possess. She has taught them that the pursuit of power, of truth, must be tempered with wisdom. The mask's power was seductive, but it came with a price no one could have foreseen. Amahle knows that the path she chose was necessary, but it has left her with a deep understanding. Not all truths are meant to be uncovered, for some will break the heart of the world. With the curse of the mask broken, the village stands at a crossroads. The people are no longer afraid of the dark forces that once ruled them. They are afraid of what they might find within themselves. The lessons of the past are fresh in their minds, and they know that the time has come to face their own hidden truths. They gather together, their eyes meeting with the shared understanding that there is no going back. The darkness is not just something that comes from outside, it comes from within. The villagers vow to confront it, to face the fears and the lies that have shaped their lives. They know now that ignoring the soul's deeper secrets is more dangerous than any external force. The mask's power may have been broken, but the struggle for truth is never over. In the end, it is not the mask that holds the power, but the people of Kizimba. They have learned that true strength comes not from hiding the darkness, but from confronting it. The village is no longer ruled by fear or the secrets of the past. The villagers have found their true power in the act of facing their own truths, in the courage to look within and heal what has been broken. They are no longer afraid to confront the darkness, knowing that only through facing it can they move forward. Kizimba is no longer a village defined by the curse of the mask, but by the strength of its people, their ability to rise above their past, to face the challenges ahead with resolve, and to heal the wounds that once seemed too deep to mend. Kizimba begins to heal, though it will never be the same. The mask's legacy has left its mark, but it has also brought the village closer together. The people have learned to embrace their darkest truths, knowing that only through acceptance can they truly move forward. The scars of the past remain, but they are no longer a source of shame. Instead, they are reminders of the strength it took to confront the darkness and emerge stronger. Kizimba is a village transformed, its people wiser and more connected than before. The lessons of the mask are now woven into the fabric of their lives. The past is never truly gone, but in the end, it is the lessons learned from it that will carry them into the future.